What's up, everybody? It's Tony Tubes. I haven't been on for a while. I've been kind of taking it easy. Just rolling with the summer, man. And I actually wanted to come in and talk about this a little bit. But I've waited. I waited a week. It's been a week now. And I wanted to... I wanted to let it all sink in and see what would be said on either side and just see what came of it all. And I'm talking about like all the two mass shootings this last week. And it's very confusing, guys, for me. I can't put a pin on where I'm at with all of this. And I really hope that nobody counts me as, some gun-toting fucking Republican or anything like that, because I'm not. It's just all very confusing to me. And I think that that's just kind of why all the arguments have just... I can't just get with one part, And here's my thing, okay? I had it pulled up here. Let me pull it back up. As of July 31st, 2019, 248 mass shootings have occurred in 2019 that fit the inclusion criteria of this article. This is from Wikipedia. And it's a list of mass shootings in the United States. What was that number? 248. That's a lot. That's a lot of fucking shootings, man. So my question is, doesn't it seem a little bit convenient? There's been 248 mass shootings in the United States in 2019 so far. And we still got 4 months to go. So, where was all this outrage the other 246 times? Where was all of this outrage, the media coverage and the candidates, hopping down fucking Congress's throat and shit like that, and just where was all of this just animosity towards these shootings that are fucking awful? I mean, I'm not saying hooray for shootings, but it just seems like, what did they say in the movie Seven? A fucking movie of the week or a T-shirt of the week, whatever. It's like, where's the beef? Because every once in a while, I mean, how many mass shootings have we had in America since 2000 or since Columbine? Probably thousands. And I can name maybe 6, 7, 8, maybe 10. I'm going to say 10. I'm just going to round it up to 10. I might be able to say 10 of them. Because all of a sudden it's news. That one last week wasn't news. The one this week is news. It's like, 2 weeks ago there was a mass shooting, but nobody heard about it. And now all of a sudden there's 2 in one weekend, and now everybody's going all apeshit about it. And I'm not saying that people cannot be horrified by it. I'm not saying that people can't be, put out their thoughts and their prayers and stuff like that for all this and everything. But at the same time, where were they at the other 246 shootings we've had this year? Oh, because this one only garnered 2 deaths. Or this one didn't garner any deaths, just 4 injuries, It still happened. So I don't understand. It just seems so convenient now. And it just seems like the news is really just beefing this up. And I mean, rightly so. People should be, mortified by this, and people should want change. But I'm just wondering how long it's going to last. I'm totally rooting for you guys to get something going. But that comes to my next point. is it's really hard for me to sit there and say, yes, we need, I mean, in a perfect world, in my eyes, nobody needs guns. In my eyes, nobody needs guns. If nobody had guns, then no one would need guns. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't need a gun to protect yourself from the person with the gun if nobody had guns. But it's just not, it's not logical in this point in our history of America. We can't just ban all weapons. We can't do it. It's in the fucking Constitution, which for some odd reason everybody thinks is the be all fucking end all of American, existence. It's a piece of fucking paper. But yeah, people will never ever get away from the whole Second Amendment thing in our country. It's not going to happen. So what's the solution for all these guns and all this violence and everything? Sure, you can talk about mental health, and that's a big part of it. But, they're sitting there talking. Here's my thing. They're sitting there talking about like AR-15s and stuff like that. I don't personally believe that somebody needs to own an AR-15, or fucking at all. I don't think anybody needs anything like that at all. But there's the gun nuts out there that will, they'll defend it. They will bring up specific scenarios in hunting where you need an AR-15. I'm like, what the fuck ever, dude? Oh, it's really good for hunting this. Okay, whatever, dude. I don't get that whole, need of it. But then again, I don't get the whole need of a lot of things. So I look at some of my friends who own AR-15s and Kalashnikovs and stuff like that. They own these kinds of things. And they're not nuts. They're not going to go out and kill anybody. They don't use it to even hunt. They just have them because they want an AR-15 and they want to go out and shoot it at something. At, like fucking, a target of some sort. A non-live target. They just go out and have fun. And that's their right. Who am I to tell them how they can have fun as long as they're being safe? It's a slippery slope, man. It's tough because yes, you don't want people to have these things, but at the same time, some people are fine with them. It's tough, man. It's tough for me to wrap my brain around that whole thing. How do you just take away people's, Trump, talking about we need to make sure that, anybody that even like remotely resembles something needs to be turned in and they can't have a gun for the rest of their lives. When I haven't told this story to many people, but when I was in high school, I was in a play. It was a musical. I think it was 42nd Street. Yeah, I think it was 42nd Street. But there was a conversation being had by a bunch of us. Maybe it was just a few of us. But there was little groups of people and everything. And my little group of people were talking about the Columbine thing that happened and stuff and everything. It was around the time where they were trying to find someone to blame for Columbine. And so they were trying to blame fucking Marilyn Manson and music and stuff like that and everything. I said to some kid, I was like, so because I listen to Marilyn Manson, I'm going to come to school and kill a bunch of people tomorrow. And I was saying it ironically, I think that's the word to use. I was saying it like that, like kind of almost like a question, like, is this really a thing? And then what happened? The kid turned me in and they had to fucking kick me out of school for like 3 days, I think. I was fucking really upset about that, man. Like, what the fuck? It was that was really, and even the principal and stuff like that, when they actually confronted me about it and I told them, what the fuck happened and stuff like that, they were even kind of like, well, we really don't want to do this, but we kind of have to do this amongst all of the, the emotions running around about this kind of thing right now. We have to do something about this. So they had to give me 3 days off and stuff. So, and I had a little bit of a stigma on me after that, but oh well, I turned into a hippie a couple years later, or like a year later, and a hippie. And, I don't know. I had a ball. I had a ball in high school. But, so you got to be careful. You got to be careful who you're targeting, who you're saying, oh, this person's going to do this or this person's going to do that. It's tough, man. That's like really fucking hard. And people just want to know why and how we can prevent it. And, when's the next one going to happen? And people are running because of motorcycles backfiring in Times Square and everything. And everything is so emotionally high right now with it. And I don't know who's right. Like, I really don't know who's right. Because like I said, I don't like guns. I don't think anybody should have guns. But I know people that have guns that have them responsibly, and they just, that's one of their things. It's like, I don't think that they need all of those guns. Just like I don't think, somebody needs 72 guitars. I don't think you need 72 guns. But hey, if that's what you want to do and that's your entertainment, fine by me. I know guns are significantly different than guitars, but for these people, they're not a threat. They're as much of a threat with their gun, I can't say that. I can't say that. That's not right. I was going to say, like, they're as much of a threat with their gun as somebody with a guitar because they're so non-threatening, but accidents can happen. If an accident happens with a guitar, you're looking at a broken toe or a broken guitar. If an accident happens with a gun, you could talk about fucking death. But it's just so hard, man. It's so hard for me to wrap around. There's this fucking fly in here. Oh my God. Dude, I swear to God. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you up, homie. Fuck you up, homie. I'm gonna get my goddamn fly swatter. It's right here. Come on, motherfucker. Oh, I got you. Where are you? I got you. Bam! I think I got him. But once upon a time, and I've said this before on Facebook, but I don't think I've ever said it on this kind of a platform before, but once upon a time there was a thing called the Sandy Hook shooting. Sandy Hook shooting happened, and a bunch of fucking, elementary school kids got shot and killed by that fucking, what was his name? Adam Lanza or Landa or some shit. I don't remember. Creepy looking, skeleton looking motherfucker. But, these kids died, and I had my eldest was just in like, fucking first grade, maybe kindergarten, first grade, probably first grade. And it hit me. It was tough to deal with the fact that this happened in an elementary school. Obama came out to talk about it, and I watched it live, and just nothing but presidential and hopeful and comforting stuff from Obama. And he fucking started tearing up a little bit, and then I started tearing up a little bit because it's, I respect that man. And it's like watching your dad cry, it's tough to watch. So I look and I see what Trump did. And I don't think it's right that, I don't think it's right that he goes to these places where, like, he, a couple months ago he was there and he was doing a rally there, and then he stiffed him for like over $500,000 fucking dollars or something like that. But I just don't think it was right that he went. I mean, you can't stop him and everything, but I guess, he's trying. And he gets there, and I'm going to tell this story because it leads up to what I'm talking about. When I was in high school, once upon a time, September 11th happened. And, okay, Then, like, later on in the year, like April or May or something, I get approached by a couple of girls in my high school. And they're like, Tony, we just got back from our trip to New York City. And I was like, oh shit, and that's cool. And so they were showing me pictures, and it was, them in front of the Statue of Liberty, them in Times Square, them on the Empire State Building. And then all of a sudden they come to do a picture of them standing, like, with the backdrop of what looks like a field, almost. I'm like, what's this? And they're like, Ground Zero. And I'm like, what? Like, that's fucking awful, dude. Well, what should we have done? I'm like, take a picture of Ground Zero. Don't take a picture with Ground Zero where you're like, hey, what's up? Fucking spring break. What the fuck ever, dude. What is that shit? And I see this exact picture from our fucking president, dude. And he's standing there with Melania, and Melania's holding a baby that wasn't even at the fucking hospital. They brought that baby back in for a photo op with the fucking president of the United States. And what is fucking Trump and Melania doing? They're both like, eh. And Trump's like, and I'm just like, what? What the fuck? And people are like, well, what should he have done? Take a picture with the baby. First of all, you don't be like, hey, we're coming to this hospital. Oh, there was a 2-week-old baby or a 2-month-old baby or something like that, but it's not here. Well, get that little fucker back here, man. We want to have a picture with the fucking president. You shouldn't like force any infant to do that. That's like against their fucking will, and later on in life they'll probably be like, what the fuck? Or maybe not. Maybe they'll be huge Trump supporters because he took the picture where he's like, death and destruction. What the fuck, man? I don't know, man. I just think that's wrong. Like, and a lot of people, a lot of the survivors that were in the hospital and stuff like that, like most of them in both towns said, no, I don't want to talk to either A, anybody, but mostly B, Donald Trump. And they play that video and people think, oh, it's just your fucking libtard rhetoric. It's not. That's the thing, is people always like spout at us and talk to us about that we're libtards and stuff like that, and we're snowflakes. And it's like, how am I a snowflake when I'm attributing something that he said to a conclusion that came from that? Like 2 months prior or something like that, he's down there and what should we do with these kind of people? And then somebody's like, kill them. And he's like, you can only get away with that in the panhandle. That is fucking awful, man. What the hell is that? I'm very disgusted by this whole situation. The whole gun thing is a fucking Rubik's Cube to me, man. Like, any which way I go, I'm not good at Rubik's Cubes. I will never win it. I can't spin my brain. I hope that somebody is able to do something that does curve this fucking shit down, but I don't know. What I do think is, when it comes to the people that are running against Donald Trump, in my eyes, any of them will be better than Donald Trump. Really, any of them. Even Oprah's fucking, like, mystic or whatever. I just want to walk on the sandy shores of the ocean with all of America and look for seashells floating with crystals. It's like, what? Okay. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, Donald Trump is just such a fucking crook. And it's just so blatantly obvious that he is just terrible at what he's doing, and he should not be doing what he's doing. And even if he is not meaning to incite things, and even if he's just that stupid where he's like, what did I say? What do they think? Oh, well, shit, that's just me. That's fucking stupid, and get him the hell out of there, man. I don't care if he's smart and he's blatantly trying to rile up white supremacists and just, the anti-fucking brown people thing, or if he's just stupid and he just doesn't know any better. But either way, I don't think he's not stupid. I mean, the guy is not stupid. He's just not a level of smart that I want to associate myself with. He's a crook. He's a greasy slimeball crook. And I just think that in our country, if we want something to happen to curb all of this violence, then we need to get him the hell out of there. Plain and simple. Because it'll only do the country better if we get him the hell out of there. Like, I can't tell you, that it'll happen right away or anything, but things will only get better if Trump is out of that fucking office. For real. And I just, I think that in order for us to start looking at the problem, we need to start looking at all the other aspects. Because America does a really good job of fucking its citizens over for a lot of different reasons. I was just having the food stamp argument with people online tonight. And people are up in arms about what people buy with their food stamps and everything and all this stuff. But to me, the more of the problem is who's not being able to get on food stamps. There's a lot of people that get on food stamps that shouldn't be on food stamps because it's just enabling them to not want to get a job. But on the other side of the spectrum, God, I wish I could get some fucking food stamps. My wife and I both work, but at the end of our paychecks, we have just enough money for, we have, at the end of paying all of our bills, all of a sudden we have $200 and we have nothing in our cupboards and no gas in our vehicle. $200 for a family of 6, but nope, we make too much money. They don't take out insurance. They don't take for the fact that we, pay insurance, that sometimes our old bills that we can't pay because we only get $200 out of our fucking paycheck, we're getting garnished for. Yeah, our credit's going up and those things are getting paid off by the garnishment and everything like that, but they don't take that into account. We barely survive. And then there's people out there that simply do not want to work. And it's not even because they have health problems or anything like that, but they might claim that they do. I've known a lot of people that's fucking skirt by on that shit. But the point of that is the fact that the little guy gets screwed a lot. People get screwed over in this country a lot. People have addiction issues and they're getting thrown into prison for it, or their family members are getting thrown into prison for it, or people are getting killed over the fact that the illegal black market drug trade is a very dangerous thing. It shouldn't be like that. I think that drugs should be legal for everybody, any kind of drug. If you want to do fucking heroin and you want to do it responsibly and you don't have a fucking problem with it, then fucking do heroin, man. I don't give a shit. It shouldn't matter to me what you put in your body as long as you are not harming myself or others or putting people in harm's way. If you're just one person that just wants to hang out on a Saturday night and fucking shoot a fucking needle of heroin or do a line of coke or fucking take some ecstasy or acid or mushrooms or Molly, anything like that, dude. Anything that's illegal that the government says you can't put in your body, as long as you're doing it responsibly, I can give a fuck less what you're doing. Because I bet you 20-0 that 20% of the goddamn people that are on the road right now, because it's a Saturday night, are drunk. They're putting other people in danger. But no, people get railroaded into fucking treatment and stuff like that. And people get railroaded. And not treatment because it's not the right kind of treatment. It's treatment that, the treatment facilities that we have around here treat every addict the same. If you got caught with some weed, you're the same as somebody who got caught fucking selling their kids for more heroin. It's not right. People get railroaded into shit like that. And that's not right. You should be able to have the treatment for whatever you want. It shouldn't be a condition of your fucking, of you getting busted for it. Oh, you got busted with a little bit of weed? Sorry, you got to go to treatment now. Intensive 30-day inpatient care and shit. Like, I never had to do that. But I had to do some forms of treatment, and it was bullshit. And I said it the entire time I was in treatment. I didn't have a lick of fucking remorse when I was in treatment, man. I was just like, dude, I smoked a little bit of weed, and I got caught with it. I don't have a problem. Like, nothing is a problem here. They even tried to get me to take this was years ago, but I got busted smoking weed in a friend's house. And they sent me to treatment. I had to go and do like the 6-week long treatment and stuff like that, outpatient. And they tried to get me to do the 24/7 program, which is you have to go in and do a breathalyzer twice a day and pay for it out of your own pocket twice a day. And I was like, no, that's bullshit. I'm not doing that. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, why not? You have to do it. I'm like, there's nothing in my past, nothing on my record or on my breath that says I have a problem with alcohol. Not one fucking inch of me has a problem with alcohol. Nothing. And nothing in my record, nothing that I got busted for has anything to do with alcohol. So unless you're breathalyzing me for weed, which isn't happening, I'm not taking it. And they're like, oh, well, and they had to like sit on it for a couple days. And then all of a sudden they got back to me like, okay, well, that's fine, but you have to take a breathalyzer when you come in to treatment. I'm like, do I have to pay for it? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. But it was just, it's shit like that. This country has a really good way of fucking its citizens over. And what's funny is the usually disenfranchised are not even the ones doing these mass shootings. They're a bunch of stupid fucking white guys. They're all butthurt and everything, and they have nothing else to do but try to get their fucking name in the paper. And on CNN and shit like that, you know? I don't get it, man. Like, there's so many other, things. There's just so much surrounding it. We got the gun debate and the mental health debate, but I just think it's a moral debate as to how we treat our citizens. If people were generally in a happier fucking mood, then this shit wouldn't happen. A lot of other countries are generally happier because their countries fucking give a shit about them and they provide them with shit. And people are not starving or going without medicine or dying because they had to take the least expensive insulin and shit like that. And they're sitting there praising, oh, President Trump said that it's okay that we go to Canada to get our fucking medications and everything. And it's like, that is the most heinous thing to be happy about. Oh, the president says it's okay that we leave the country that's fucking us in the ass, so we can go to a different country and get cheaper meds. How much money does it cost to go to Canada or to order it from Canada? That's bullshit, man. Oh, I'm so happy that my president is letting me do this while he's simultaneously fucking me in the ass. Treat our citizens better, government. Then people might not want to shoot everybody else because they might not be completely down on their fucking luck. Don't have somebody up there spewing a bunch of just selfish fucking rhetoric all the time. Have somebody up there that's actually for the people, not just for his people. Do something about the general attitude that people have in the United States, man. Rent's going up. Prices of things are going up. Wages are, everything's going up. And you still got people out there working for $7 an hour. And I see in the Aberdeen online rummage sale, people are trying to fucking rent out homes for $1,500 in Aberdeen. And they're not even that great. $1,500 a month, nothing paid for, no pets. Fuck you, man. Why don't people try to actually be nice to each other and actually try to, in my eyes, if you're renting out a house, I don't care what the fuck your property taxes are or whatever the fuck. It's however many bedrooms plus an extra 100. You got a 5-bedroom house, that's $600. You got a 4-bedroom house, it's $500. However many bedrooms plus an extra 100. That's how much a house should be. I don't know, man. It's just the general shitting on of everybody in America that are trying, but they just can't get a leg up, man. Because that spawns a lot of shit. It might not be those people. It might not be those people that are down on their luck. But, you know, depression is a huge thing in this country. And I think even kind of, you know, just being in a slump, in a family, you know, you have a family, let's say you're a child growing up and you could have this wonderful childhood. We're filled with happiness and all this stuff, but at the same time, it's not like that because mom and dad are both working double shifts and they barely ever see each other, and their relationship isn't the greatest, and they barely have time for you and all this stuff because they have to go out and they have to make that money, and they have to choose between a loaf of bread or a gallon of gas to even go get the loaf of bread. That's what we should be concerned about. Is how our citizens are. You know, there's a lot of places that people hate their fucking jobs because they have to do this for this shit fucking check. But if they were making $20 an hour to where their checks were, hey, I can pay my bills and I still have $1,000 left over. You know, it shouldn't be like this, man. And I know it's not like this for everybody. Not everybody is like that. But it's the general, just that breeds a lot of shit in your kids. Those kids grow up pissed off at the government, pissed off at this, pissed off at that, looking for somebody, lost because their parents are never there. They're lost. They're looking for somebody to believe in, something to believe in. And then they come across this person who says they're going to make it all better. And these are the people they can put a blame on somebody. They can sit there and say, this person is the one that's screwing you. And this person is the one you need to be afraid of. And this is the person that you need to lash out against. That's Donald Trump. It's also Adolf Hitler. People are lost and they don't know who to fucking turn to. So they turn to this guy that they've been watching on TV. Oh, I love him on The Apprentice. He's amazing. I love Jerry Seinfeld. Would he make a good president? Probably fucking not. And if Jerry Seinfeld became president and was an awful president, I'd be the first fucking person to say that Jerry Seinfeld sucks at being president. I love this country, man. It's the same way with I love my state. I love South Dakota. I think South Dakota is a beautiful fucking place. But they treat their citizens like shit, and they treat the Native Americans like shit. And I hate the fact that I say to my wife, you know, hey, someday I really want to live out in the hills. And she's like, fuck that. Someday we're getting the hell out of this state again. We've been out before. We're some of the sad refugees that come back. But that's my cry, guys. I don't know what to do about all this gun violence, all these mass shootings. In my head, if somebody's insane enough, they're going to find any way they can to fuck some shit up. But that doesn't mean that the gun companies need to, you know, go scot-free on this. I mean, you know, but it's just so tough for me. You know, and if you have the absolute 100% solution, which I don't think anybody does, you know, let me know though. But I don't think anybody knows what it is. What is the one thing that we can do that will even, you know, bring it down a notch? It's all wild card, man. That's wild card country. That's wild west country, man. And it's really tough to do that, man. Millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of people. It's like that's trying to locate and identify a needle in a fucking swimming pool full of needles. So, it's tough. I hate it. I don't like guns, but I understand that people like guns. I understand that sane people like guns. I understand that insane people like guns. I like movies that feature guns. And that was another thing I wanted to talk about. This movie, The Hunt. The other day I was sitting there and I was washing the dishes, and I usually have something playing on YouTube. And a trailer came out and it came up, and I had my hands are wet. I can't skip the ad or anything, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just watch this trailer for this movie. And it was a trailer for The Hunt, and I was like, this kind of looks like a fun movie, man. You know, it's kind of like The Hunger Games, but what The Hunger Games should have been, which was an R-rated, let's go hunt some fucking people, like, you know, most dangerous game shit and everything. And it's a movie. It's a movie. I'm not going to go out and kill a bunch of people because I watched The Hunt. You know, I have not gone out and purged because I watched The Purge. Okay? I've even watched Faces of Death movies. And I haven't killed anybody yet. So the whole now Universal has completely shut down the release of The Hunt. And I'm baffled. I cannot believe that. Like, I posted on Facebook and Twitter. I was just like, so can they like ban the rest of the Fast and the Furious franchise from coming out ever again and making any more of those terrible fucking movies because of all the car crashes and deaths involved with that every single fucking day in this world? Like, you know, God, dude. Fucking sucks, man. And I just wish that I know shit happened back then and stuff like that, but can we go back to 1985 yet? That was such a great year. Back to the Future, Breakfast Club, Don't You Forget About Me. Silverado came out that year. Fucking Where's the Beef? Fucking Michael Jackson winning a bunch of Grammys and shit. Like, God, just go back to 1985, man. Shit sucks around here. And it's only going to get worse, man. Everything's only going to get worse. Unless, I think that real change will come if we can get that fool out of the White House. And I think that good change can come from that. From a lot of those candidates. So I still haven't really put a pin into which one of them guys or gals I would want. So when that happens, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys go on this. That's about all I have to say about it. Gun violence is stupid. I think guns are stupid. But I understand if you like guns. I like violent movies. I like collecting toys. I could go out and stab somebody with my Lieutenant Commander Data right now and kill them. But I'm not going to. Somebody who has a shitload of guns isn't going to do that. But at the same time, depending on who they know and how well they lock it up, they might be giving access to crazy motherfuckers getting a hold of their guns. It's fucking stupid, man. I don't know. Thanks for listening. I just wanted to vent all that out. Like I said, I've been thinking about all this for like a week now, and so you guys take her easy. And thanks for listening to the Dakota Podcasting Experience. You guys know the drill. Hit me up on Twitter and stuff. All that shit's down here at TonyTubes there on Twitter. But give us a like, a subscribe, ring that bell if you want to hear more about us. Check you later.